A Madison police officer and his canine are injured in a head-on collision. The latest on the incident and how you can help.
And it's been another very warm day across southern Wisconsin. I'll talk about how long the warmth will last coming up.
And later, Congress has less than 48 hours now to pass a spending bill and avoid a government shutdown. What Mark Pocan says needs to be done to get a bill passed. And we welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. A Madison police officer is in the hospital right now after he was seriously hurt in a chase over the weekend.
Our Ellie LaLiberte joins us now. And Ellie, we now know the officer was a canine handler and his dog was right there in the car with him.
Yeah, Eric, that's right. The officer was hurt in the crash was Ryan Kimberly. Now, according to a post from Capitol Canine, both Officer Kimberly and his canine unit, Freddie, were pulled from the squad car moments before it was engulfed in flames. Freddie was only minimally hurt, but according to the Madison Police Department, Officer Kimberly was in serious but stable condition.
Squad car's on fire. One person seriously injured.
And there really is no such thing as a routine call.
It's the risk Jim Palmer with the Wisconsin Professional Police Association says law enforcement takes every day.
Something that might seem relatively minor, such as a traffic-related incident or a noise complaint or something like that, it can escalate so very quickly.
Around 2 p.m. this Saturday, Monona police say the agency got a call about a tow truck driving recklessly, seen here driving over a sidewalk. The driver, 36-year-old Christopher Bruger, led police on a chase before hitting Madison police officer Ryan Kimberly's car head-on near McFarland. Bruger jumped from the truck and ran from police officers before he was arrested. Court records show Bruger previously hit a Monona police car in 2022.
We have a problem here in our community, here in Dane County, with repeat offenders.
Monona Police Chief Brian Cheney not taking interviews on Monday, but releasing this video.
Ask, how is it that somebody is out again so soon after committing a similar act?
That is something that we hear from officers, throughout the community, that they're seeing the same people time and time again. And I think there'll be a lot of reflection that will need to go on within our justice community here.
Madison Police now rallying around Officer Kimberly.
We all have families. We all want to go home, at night the same way we came into work. There's definitely been a lot of support rallying around what happened and trying to make sure that officer, as well as his family and loved ones, are getting the support that they need.
The Dane County Sheriff's Office is handling the criminal investigation, and the Wisconsin State Highway Patrol is handling the crash investigation. Now, both are ongoing.
Ellie, thank you. We have a link to the fundraiser up right now on channel3000.com. You can just look for that story. 3
people are dead after a crash in the town of Delona in Sauk County. Reports of a single vehicle accident came in at about 10:35 Sunday morning. First responders were sent to Coon Bluff Road just north of County Highway P. Investigators say a vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed lost control, crashed into a wooded area where it then caught fire. All 3 people inside the vehicle died from their injuries.
Madison police are now investigating a homicide after the victim in a violent attack earlier this month died from their injuries. Dane County medical examiners have identified the victim as 62-year-old Mark Titular from Fitchburg. On September 20th, officers found him at 15 Breeze Terrace in a parking lot across the street from Camp Randall. Titular was taken to the hospital where he died last Thursday. Later on the day of that attack, police arrested this man, Keith Jones, who is now in the Dane County Jail. UW police say the suspect and victim were co-workers and that the attack was targeted. Jones was off the clock but still in uniform when the attack occurred. Right now, police are recommending the district attorney charge Jones with first-degree intentional homicide.
We now know the date of the final pretrial conference for the man charged with killing another man outside a Fitchburg bar earlier this year. In court today, the final pretrial appearance for Rodney Golden was set for December 11th at 9 in the morning. The DA has charged Golden with 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide, and the charge stems from a stabbing outside Cornerstone Grill. That's formerly known as Monkey Shines. It was back on May 6th. Golden and the victim, 39-year-old Myron Dunlap, got into a fight at the bar, and records allege that Dunlap slapped Golden, The two then went outside, and that's where Golden allegedly stabbed Dunlap and left the scene. The DA charged Golden later that month, and he has pleaded not guilty.
Well, turning to weather now, another very warm start to the work week. This is not feeling much like fall. We have meteorologist Jacob Montesano here with the forecast.
Yeah, temperatures have been in the middle 80s for a lot of the day. Now, right now, they are starting to fall just a little bit, but we're still talking about those high temperature, or the current temperatures easily in the upper 70s for a lot of the region. Now, as we take a look at the high temperatures from earlier, 86 was the high here in Madison. A lot of areas in the upper 80s. Looks like we mostly did stay into the 80s, but very close to that lower 90 range. Certainly above normal for this time of the year. The normal high is supposed to be in the upper 60s, and we've been very easily into those 80s. Now, as we head into the overnight hours, we are going to see lows dropping into the middle 50s, so maybe a little chilly at times for Tuesday morning, but those temperatures, they're going to rise pretty quickly once again tomorrow. Maybe not quite as warm as today, as we're going to see highs kind of in the lower 80s compared to the middle 80s, but again, still well above normal for this time of the year. And I'll talk more in detail about how long these above normal temperatures will last coming up a bit later.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jacob. Another candidate has thrown their hat in the ring for governor, promising to reject divisive politics. Democrat Missy Hughes is the former state economic development director. She says as governor, she would push for higher wages, improving public schools, affordable and accessible childcare and health care, and affordable housing. Hughes joins an already very crowded field of Democrats, including Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, Senator Kelda Roys, Representative Francesca Hong, beer vendor Ryan Strand, and former Wisconsin State Representative Brett Hulsey. Meanwhile, U.S. Representative Tom Tiffany and Washington County Executive Josh Schuman are running on the Republican side. President Trump met with Republican and Democratic congressional leaders at the White House today.
As part of a last-ditch effort to avert a looming government shutdown, our Nash Dara has more. Nash?
Thank you, Eric and Sarah. Without a funding bill in place, the government is set to shut down at 12:01 a.m. on Wednesday. The GOP is aiming for a clean resolution bill, while the Democrats want the continuation of Affordable Care Act credits, which are set to expire at the end of 2025. Earlier today, I spoke with Democratic Congressman Mark Pocan about the potential shutdown.
Republicans are in charge of the House, Senate, and White House. They should have came to us at some point to actually work through this. They didn't. They wrote their own bill, and now, clearly we're trying to protect people's health care, and we're fighting for that. But, it's not like it's a complicated equation. The Republicans just, can't be trusted, and unfortunately didn't do anything right in this process.
Pocan emphasized the negative impact that no resolution would have on federal workers in the U.S., but specifically his district of 5,500 to 6,000 people. Holding an online press conference tomorrow morning about the shutdown last week. Last week, Republican Senator Ron Johnson proposed the Eliminate Shutdowns Act to automatically extend funding in 2-week increments at prior levels until appropriations are passed.
Nash, thank you. And coming up, UW Health teams up with the Wisconsin Air National Guard's 115th Fighter Wing for some critical training.
Plus, the Madison School Board is looking to give its members a pay raise. We'll take a look at some of the details in the plan.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Happening tonight, the Madison School Board will introduce a detailed plan on raising its members' annual pay. Board members floated raising their compensation earlier this year from $8,000 to $15,000. The board is also considering adding health and dental insurance benefits for board members, which would cost between $82,000 and $220,000 a year. The board's president says it would reflect the demanding workload of overseeing the state's second largest school district. Now, comparable districts around the country show varying compensation levels. St. Paul's school board members earn $18,000 a year. Des Moines earns $2,500, and in Ann Arbor, Michigan, school board members make a little more than $1,500.
UW Health launching a training program to help support the medical team of the Wisconsin Air National Guard's 115th Fighter Wing. For the first phase of the program, the medical staff from the National Guard will come to UW Health for continuing clinical education and competency training. There, they rotate between the emergency department, the burn unit, and trauma life care center at UW Hospital.
It will open up additional opportunities to collaborate on things we may need to make coordinated responses on. For instance, if there ever was a mass casualty event, we would then already have this partnership and know how we work together clinically, how we can share information and support our community in the best way possible moving forward.
Now, the agreement has been in the works for years. There's also talk about including other members within the 115th in some of UW Health's advanced training opportunities. Still ahead at 6, the Coats for Kids campaign winding down. We take a look at the current total and how you can still help out.
Plus, it's prom night for the winners of Best of Madison as they celebrate in style.
And will we see some rain anytime soon? It has been dry out there. Jacob returns with a complete forecast after a short break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Hey, it's time to put on your dancing shoes because prom night is back for the Best of Madison Taste Party.
Right now, the Edgewater hosting some of the magazine's biggest winners, and some are offering unlimited food and drink samples. Let's head to the Edgewater where Jalen Banks is in the grand ballroom taking in all the glitz and glamour. Jalen?
Sarah and Eric, if you can't tell by the music and the disco balls, tonight's theme is prom night. I'm at the Edgewater Hotel for the Best of Madison Taste Party. Now, speaking of taste, one of our local restaurants, Buck and Honey's, has lots of things to offer at their restaurant in terms of taste. I'm joined by Tom, who is the owner of Buck and Honey's. Tom, you're looking spiffy for prom night here, so you got your jacket on. So for the audience at home, just tell them a little bit about Buck and Honey's.
Oh, thanks. We're happy to be here. This is prom night, and we won a few gold awards for Best Restaurant, Best Catering, Best Outdoor Dining, and Best Bartender in Monona. And we love celebrating Wisconsin hospitality. We love a good time tonight. We're going to party it up like we're in the 80s and serve. We have a filet roulade and a lobster phyllo cups that are going to be the rave of the party, hopefully.
All right, sounds good. So you mentioned, a few of the awards that Buck and Honey's had won. You're joined by the Best of Madison. What does that mean to you to be recognized among some of the best cuisine and drinks here in town?
Yep, we are. It means the world. We're hanging out with a bunch of great other local businesses here tonight. That people vote for us and all of them, and just to get together and celebrate that is really cool. We appreciate our communities for helping us. That they're the reason why we're here, and our team, of course, at Buck and Honey's. And it means the world that we get noticed a little bit for what we do, but really it's all about our team and the guests that we get to take care of and have a good time with every day. Throw a party. For sure. You had touched on it briefly, but tell us about this dish right here real quick before we head on out. Yeah. This is filet mignon, and it's got a mushroom glaze with it, and it's wrapped garlic mashed potatoes with a mushroom kind of a glaze inside. It's delicious. Chef Sammy's back here working hard. He's the man, and we're serving some filet and lobster tonight. Why not? It's 80s.
All right. Well, sounds good. Thank you so much, Tom.
Thank you.
Well, he just broke down the dish here, and as he said, we've got steak and lobster, so I'm going to head on out of here to get my Taste of Madison on. But for now, reporting live from the Edgewater Hotel, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Oh, Buck and Honey's making me hungry at this hour. Jalen, thank you. Hope everybody has a good time down there tonight.
Absolutely. And the summer temperatures sticking around for a bit longer. We have Jacob joining us now with the complete forecast.
Yeah, we're going to continue to see high temperatures at least in the middle to upper 70s, but a lot of this week we're going to continue to see highs in the 80s. Now, we'll also be very dry until the chance of rain does return over the weekend, but even the rain chance over the weekend does not look to be too high. And then we will start to see those temperatures fall a little bit towards the middle of next week, but it's not going to be a dramatic shift. Still talking about temperatures a little bit above normal during that time. So looking at tomorrow's forecast, a few degrees cooler than today, but still pretty easily in the 80s for a lot of the area. Maybe a little bit more cloud cover as well, but we're still expecting plenty of sunshine and very summer-like temperatures. And the temperatures over the next 10 days, especially over the next 7, are going to remain very warm. Upper 70s, low 80s. Friday specifically, we could see highs in the middle 80s. Then we're going to drop for early next week, kind of like early middle next week. But notice the normal high. Right now it's 68. It's going to drop to 65 by the end of the 10-day forecast. So these upper 60s will actually still be above the average high for this time of the year. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about this high of 86 that's in the forecast for Friday, because right now our forecasted high for Friday is warmer than the record for that day, which is October 3rd. The previous record of 85 was set in 2005. And again, forecasted highs of 86 26. So it is certainly going to be a warm one out there. Meanwhile, not really going to see much rain during all of this. Again, a little bit of an increase in the rain chance over the weekend, but still expect to see fairly dry conditions. So staying pretty quiet and pretty warm. Now, the tropics are certainly not quiet right now. Hurricane Humberto right now, a category 3 to 4 hurricane. It's right around that level. But thankfully, as we look at the track, it is going to stay well off the coast of the United States. And Hurricane Humberto is actually kind of pulling Tropical Storm Imelda, which is much closer to Florida. But because of Hurricane Humberto, like I said, it's going to kind of pull this storm out of the United States, at least like the heart of the United States, and not impact the area too much. Now, there's still going to be plenty of rain in the southeast United States and potentially some inland flooding, but notice that the heart of the system really going to clear out into the Atlantic. So outside of Bermuda, this is not really going to affect too much land. It is expected to strengthen into a hurricane, but again, staying well off of the coast. Now, before we show you our here in Madison's 10-day forecast, I do want to fast forward to the weekend in Michigan. If you do plan on attending the game, it's going to be very sunny and warm there as well. Windy conditions are expected on top of that, but a comfortable start to the game, but pretty warm by the end of it. And this could actually be a very similar forecast to us here in Madison for Saturday. 80s are expected that day as well. Again, the warmest day is Friday, where it is going to potentially break the record for the high that day. So very summer-like temperatures are going to continue, but as I've been saying for the last couple of days, these temperatures are eventually going to fall to more fall-like and then eventually winter-like temperatures. So take advantage of these conditions while they last.
It will be here before we know it. Thank you, Jacob. Well, it's the final week of the Coats for Kids campaign, and we're looking to finish strong. Check it out. So far, we've collected 2,239 winter coats, and it is not too late to help. We're looking for all kinds of winter coats, jackets, and accessories, especially right now, infant, toddler, and larger teen sizes. You can make a donation at any Madison area Clinky Cleaners between now and October 4th. If you're looking for other ways to help as well, you can head to channel3000.com/coats4kids to learn how to donate.
After the break, the Packers heading into the bye week now after that disappointing tie last night in Dallas. We'll hear from the head coach on what exactly happened. That's next in sports.
It is not too late to get right down here to Jay's Bar in Madison, where it is another week, another Wisconsin huddle, this time with a very special guest this evening, Wisconsin Volleyball's Jada Chernelia. If you miss us tonight, catch us on Friday at 6:30. Headed over to the basketball court for some big Badger news, where Wisconsin men's basketball special assistant to their head coach, Kirk Penny, has resigned to spend more time with his family. In better news, Greg Gard has found a great replacement in that role in Brad Davison, who of course played 5 seasons at UW. Penny, though, is a big blow. He revolutionized Wisconsin's fast-paced offense. Here's what John Tonje had to say about the now former coach during last year's Big Ten tournament.
I want to give a shout out to Coach Kirk Penny. He's a mastermind behind things and showed us some film and ways to adjust from the last game. And I really think we just took advantage of some of those things that he taught us and kind of really opened up.
The Brewers have finished the regular season with the best record in baseball just twice in franchise history. One time was in 1982 when they made their only World Series appearance. This year is the other year, 2025, a year in which they also set a franchise record for 97 wins on the season. An incredible feat, but Pat Murphy, he doesn't care much about records. This one, though, is one that the skip says should not be ignored.
Yeah, I mean, it's a way for this team to get recognized, and they should be, especially where they came from and where no one expected this. And to break the franchise record for wins, would you have said that coming out of New York or after opening day here? It just shows you who's in the room and who's competing out there. So
the Packers may have tied the Cowboys last night, but let's be honest, it felt like a loss for the fans, a loss for the players, the coaches, and most importantly, for the Packers. It just did not feel right. The game meant much more on Sunday Night Football against the team who just traded the Packers, their franchise player. It's one you just have to win outright, but a tie, that just doesn't sit right with the Pack.
It's just weird. It don't feel good. Like it almost feel like a loss, honestly. especially to, an NFC opponent. I don't know, but I got a feeling we'll see these guys again.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pissed off, I'm very disappointed just overall how we performed. I even told Jordan to the side, thank you for having our back today.
30 minutes away from starting our taping with Wisconsin Volleyball's Jada Ternelia on this week's Wisconsin Huddle. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio, and I'm sure we'll see you guys here soon.
All right. Andrew Banstra, thank you so much.
And we have a final check on our forecast. Hot again, I guess?
Yeah, these temperatures, they're going to stay very warm for the next several days. And on top of that, we're going to continue to see plenty of sunshine. Now, as far as the warm air goes, it's the air itself is pretty dry. So we're not really too concerned about any higher heat index values compared to the actual temperatures. But Friday specifically, as I mentioned earlier, could break the record for that day. Right now, our forecast is 86 and the record's 85. Now, next week does look to be a little bit cooler, but still certainly comfortable. But as I mentioned, it is going to fall eventually. It's inevitable. The winter, it's gonna get here before you know it. So
we haven't avoided winter yet.
Enjoy this weather, yes.
Exactly. Thanks, Jacob.
Thanks for watching News 3 Now at 6. Coming up next is Entertainment Tonight.
And be sure to join us again on News 3 Now at 10. And you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.